Okay, guys, it is January 11th, 2016, and I booked how the WWE should uh, do the Bullet Club last week, and a lot of people seem to like that, so I figured I'm going to do WrestleMania 32, what I think the card should be. And so, as you see right here, Stardust storyline. We're going to do Stardust storyline. I'll get into it in a minute. So, some cleaning up here. If you like the TEW series, just if you like the TEW series and watch it, I stay here and you can listen to me talk about something real quick. And then if not, just wait until this pop up goes away. Like as soon as this goes away, come back and you can stop skipping. Attitude Era series and the Attitude Era, it's the same series. I'm booked ahead up to WrestleMania 15, so I stopped there, and then TEW 2016 comes out in the second quarter of the year, so between April and June. They said it's probably coming out in April, so when it comes out in April, we will start 26 TEW 2016 right after WrestleMania 15. I'm not going to give any spoilers to that. I think it's very good. The series gets really good. If you're not a fan of it, I suggest watching it. So back to this. I'm done with talking about TEW. Thanks to those who listened. Love to, just all right. I'm done with that. So Stardust storyline. So we know that AJ Styles. We don't know yet officially. We think AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, and Doc Gallows are all gonna come back. Are all gonna come to WWE. Shinsuke Nakamura, highly rumored to come. He's not included in Bold Club and he's not included in this storyline. So maybe we'll do something with him down the line. Have yet to figure it out. So we have 4 matches at WrestleMania already. Triple H versus Finn Balor, AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns for the title, Dean Ambrose versus Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's in the Bullet Club if you haven't watched that already. And then, excuse me, wow, I'm missing one. Samoa Joe versus Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows versus New Day, who are faces from Bullet Club Tag Team. So we're going to add 2 matches using this storyline as Stardust as the kickoff point. So let us kick it off. Alrighty. Alright. So tonight's Raw, it's the 11th. Would start off with Stardust talking backstage. And he's talking to himself. He's switching from Cody to Stardust. He's like, the people want Cody. No, Cody's dead. But we are Cody. No, I'm not. Like, just freaking out, really. I think it would be a good way to get the fans to remember, okay, that's Cody Rhodes, Stardust. We want him to be Cody Rhodes. Even though he says people want Cody, that would be like, okay, I think we do want Cody. I like Cody. Personally, I do like Cody. So, Stardust versus Neville starts, in the middle of the match, Stardust starts questioning himself. Neville's on the ground selling something, like his neck. So he always sells his damn neck. Stardust, is like hearing Cody chants, and he starts to like it. And he's like, yeah, he starts smiling, nodding. Because WWE doesn't address the crowd, so we're going to have him address the crowd here because it fits the story. And then he like shakes his head and snaps and like no, and then goes Neville rolls up Stardust to get the win. All right, Goldust cuts a promo saying he has been in WWE for almost 20 years. He's seen it all. He's seen Stone Cold rise up, seen Stone Cold retire. He's seen John Cena rise up. He's seen The Rock come and go. He's seen many things. He's seen guys make stars themselves and leave and so forth. And so he wants to bring back Cody Rhodes and get rid of Stardust. Here, Titus O'Neil comes out and he challenges Goldust to a match. Or no, I'm sorry. He says no one wants Cody Rhodes. People don't even want Stardust. Dude's a weirdo. Because Titus O'Neil and Cody Rhodes have been having that thing back and forth. Titus makes fun of Cody. So really going to push that. And Goldust challenges the match right now. Defend my family. Titus accepts. And it ends on DQ when Darren Young attacks Goldust. The primetime players turn heel here on Goldust. Because, 1, WWE hasn't done shit with the primetime players. 2, I don't know. I think Darren Young was on like a Superstars recently. So, not that I watch it, but I saw like the results and I saw he was on it. So, he's still there. And Titus O'Neil isn't going to work as a singles guy, right? And they're going to book him. You're not going to start a singles push prior to WrestleMania unless you have huge plans for him. So, Goldust versus Titus O'Neil ends in primetime players turning heel. Goldust, because we're almost at SmackDown. Or at Royal Rumble. Goldust challenges primetime players to a match. At the Royal Rumble, they agree to the match. Darren Young versus Goldust happens later tonight. Darren Young cheats to win. Primetime players beat down Goldust after the match. Goldust cuts a promo after, like he's laying it, and he says, "Cody, I need you. I don't need Stardust. I need you, Cody Rhodes, to come back." So the story would be that he doesn't want Stardust. He wants Cody. Then we're at the Royal Rumble. Before the match, Neville offers to be his tag partner. Goldust declines, because Neville's a nice guy. So I hate WWE's just, good guys like good guys. Not all bad guys like all bad guys, but all good guys pretty much like all good guys. So we need to get back to that. Neville offers Goldust to be his partner. Goldust says, no thanks, Neville. Cody will be back. I know he will. And then Primetime Players versus Goldust happens. Goldust is beaten down one. Cody Rhodes, not Stardust. His music hits. He's dressed as Cody Rhodes. No face paint, none that eye shit. And he runs in, gets the hot tag, cleans house, but the crowd starts chanting, Cody, Cody, Cody. And he freaks out. So he puts his, he gets out of the ring and goes under and starts putting face paint on himself. And then he hits a crossroads on Goldust. All the while, Primetime Players out of the ring just watching him, snap and freak out. So they're not, they're just watching him snap like that. And then crossroads and Goldust. Later in the Royal Rumble match, Neville's in the ring. He eliminated Dolph Ziggler. Remember that? Stardust's music hits, and Cody comes out wearing his Stardust attire. He was Cody Rhodes on the show, now he's Stardust. But his face paint is all smudged, he was, panicking doing it. I think we're trying to get to the multiple personalities here. And Neville eliminates Stardust. Neville's in the ring by himself. 5 spots later, Primetime Players are 2 of them. Cody comes out. He's a 5th spot. So the other 2 guys, Big Heath Slater and Bo Dallas, they're jobbed. This is earlier in the match. We're going to pretend Roman Reigns isn't, the start of the Royal Rumble. Because I don't know if he is or not. And if I did it in the Bullet Club thing. But so we'll say this is, the 7th and 8th spots. So it's Neville and the Primetime Players. Cody was number 3 entrant. Now he's number 8 as Cody Rhodes. He comes out dressed as Cody, but he's still wearing Stardust's smudge face paint. It's the Cody Rhodes attire with the shorts and knee pads. He helps Neville eliminate the Primetime Players. The crowd starts chanting, Cody, Cody. He freaks out again, eliminates himself, and just runs backstage. Because, he's like, what the hell? He's, freaking out a little bit. Primetime Players versus Neville and Goldust. Neville and Goldust win after the match. Stardust is on the Titantron. At least I think that's what it's still called. Talking about how he is a star. And he talks trash on Neville for a match on SmackDown. And then Alberto Del Rio defends the United States title against Dolph Ziggler. And ADR wins after Social Outcast distracted Dolph Ziggler. Because if you remember, Heath Slater beat Dolph Ziggler after Social Outcast became a thing. So we're going to have them and Dolph go at it a little bit. Alright, so Stardust versus Neville. Neville wins. Goldust is on commentary. After the match, he helps Stardust up. Tries to, hug him or shake his hand or something. Stardust just runs off, but he doesn't hit Goldust. And then later in the show, Dolph Ziggler versus Curtis Axel, and Dolph wins. But after the match, he hits Axel with a zigzag again. So we're starting to plant seeds, because WWE started to plant seeds, so we're continuing planting our seeds. Neville and Goldust versus the New Day. They just beat a top tag team, the Primetime Players. Primetime Players cost Neville and Goldust a match. This is the same night where where Triple H is in the ring all gimped up, or I think it's Vince. Vince or Triple H are in the ring all gimped up, and New Day come in and turn face. So they're in process of turning face here. Stardust versus Dolph Ziggler. So Stardust wins here at the roll up. He's doing a multiple personality. They're cheering Cody Rhodes yes, and then they're chanting Stardust no. Gets a little nuts. Sorry if this gets lost in translation. Dolph calls out Stardust. Goldust appears, saying, just back up or whatever. Dolph, please, let me deal with my brother. Dolph grabs the rope, then they agree to match. Dolph versus Goldust ends when, he rolls up, Goldust, but he pulls tights, he cheats to win pretty much. And Neville's backstage, and he, excuse me for a sec as I breathe. Neville walks past Dolph backstage the same night, and he calls him out, why'd you cheat to defeat Goldust? That's not who you are. You shouldn't have to cheat to beat him. Not that part, I'm sorry. And then Neville versus Dolph. Neville wins here. Dolph doesn't shake Neville's hand after the match. And then Stardust versus Darren Young with Titus O'Neil on commentary. Titus interferes, and Goldust runs on and makes the save. And, Stardust would just, be all confused. Then Stardust versus Titus O'Neil. Stardust wins when Darren Young botched his interference and doesn't freak out over the Cody chants. That's a big part. Like they're chanting Cody, Cody, and he just doesn't freak out. We see Miz TV at Neville and Dolph Ziggler. Dolph has a really bad attitude throughout and doesn't even address Neville or look at him. Goldust versus Darren Young never happens as the Primetime Players beat down Goldust before the bell. Cody Rhodes runs down to make the save, but he's with smudged, Stardust paint, and he makes the save for Goldust. And then Neville versus The Miz, because we fall out with Miz TV. Neville wins, but Dolph after the match super kicks Neville. Many would think that's a heel turn, but I wouldn't think quite yet, because I think Dolph has been beloved by the fans so long. Well, not so long, but yeah, I guess for a while now. And he just had a really good face run, but now they're not running out of shit to do with him, so I think they're going to turn him heel anyway, so we're just planting seeds. And Neville and Dolph agreed to a match at Fastlane. Primetime Player wants a match versus Goldust and his brother, and Goldust agrees to it. So, the Primetime Players lost to Stardust both times, so they want a match to redeem themselves, and they want to face Goldust as well to prove themselves, whatever, something like that. Neville versus Dolph. Dolph wins the cheat and tries to shake Neville's hands after the match. Being a dick, because Neville defeated Dolph. Dolph wouldn't shake his hand. Dolph beat Neville. Neville did shake. I think Neville would have shook his hand, reluctantly. And then, they can be like, okay, these guys are still friends. Primetime Players versus Goldust. Stardust isn't there. They beat down Goldust throughout the match. But then Stardust comes out and makes a save. Not Cody Rhodes like the Royal Rumble. It's Stardust. And Goldust, and Stardust win. Goldust shakes Stardust's hand, and New Day versus the Usos. New Day retains the titles. Pretty much on Bullet Club, I said New Day would retain their titles. I didn't say against whom, so I figured I'd just clean that up a little bit. And then Raw the next night, Stardust and Goldust, they just defeat Primetime Players, so they get a title shot. And then Stardust starts freaking out over Cody chants for a split second, and that split second, Kofi Kingston or Xavier Woods or Big E, one of them rolls them up, one of the smaller guys, and then Neville and Dolph are in an segment where Dolph denies cheating after seeing a video package, and just denies it, really a lot. And then this is out of the SmackDown before. I didn't include SmackDown on the Bullet Club because normally the top angle WWE doesn't have what's called the top angle on SmackDown too much, so we ignored that. And then here in SmackDown, Dolph cuts promo on AJ Styles saying he's going to win the title because he faces AJ Styles next Raw. And Goldust tries to convince Stardust that he is Cody. And then AJ Styles versus Dolph Ziggler. We know AJ Styles wins. Goldust is in the center ring. He calls out Stardust. He cuts a promo. He says, "You are the son of Dusty Rhodes. You are my brother. We are former tag team champions." When the crowd starts chanting, "Cody, Cody, Cody," they aren't mocking you, but they are telling you they want to see Cody Rhodes. They love the Rhodes family. We've been in this business for 40 years. Stardust looks at the screen, and while Goldust is talking, he's like, "Look at the screen. That's us. That's our family." And then there's if you guys remember when the Shield was tag team champion, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, they faced Cody Rhodes and Goldust, and Dusty Rhodes was there. So Cody Rhodes and Goldust, they won the tag team titles. They're on the stage. There's probably a picture of Dusty with Dusty with both of them around his arms, and the two kids have title chance. Stardust sees that picture and he starts putting his hand on his face, like realizing that's me. That's the point where he puts two and two together. I think where he's like, oh shit, that is me. Here backstage, Stardust cuts a promo, conversing back and forth where he was, but he's leaning towards the Cody side now. He's like, "I'm not Cody." Maybe I am Cody, or I am. It's just he cuts a promo back and forth. So Dolph versus The Miz, the week after Dolph lost to The Miz, and Dolph wins and goes crazy, just beating down Miz after match. I'm sorry, on the Stardust promo, it's called Miz asked Dolph, "Why do you cheat to defeat Neville? How did it feel losing to AJ Styles?" Super kick Miz. We follow up with that. Dolph versus Miz. Dolph beats out Miz a lot. Neville runs out because he considers himself Dolph's friend. He's like, stop, and Dolph does. Goldust versus Primetime Players happens. It's a handicap match. Excuse me. You see Stardust watching backstage, arguing. He's watching the match. Should I go out and help? No. Should I go out and help? And then he sees something that reminds his father. A picture, uh, a cowboy belt, something. I don't know. Like, you could hear the announcer say, something about Dusty Rhodes, and he goes, "Wade," and like that's the moment where he's like, "That's it, done." And he runs out dressed as Stardust. He has the Stardust bodysuit on, but he doesn't have the face paint. He removed the face paint when he got reminded of his father. And then he runs down, makes a save. Primetime Players run away, so it's like a non-finish, really. And then Neville says he will become next WWE champion because he faces AJ Styles next for the title, if you guys remember that. Dolph wishes him walking. Neville jokes, "Yeah, I'll do what you haven't done, haha." Like, just a thing to do that would plant seed. This is a major seed here. Primetime Players cut a promo saying they're tired of Goldust and Stardust, so they challenge Goldust. You can go find a partner, Stardust or Cody Rhodes, making fun of it, and face them at WrestleMania. But if we win, you have to retire. Now, that would be good what the stipulation have, because you could suspend disbelief because it's in Texas, and that's where like the Rhodes family originates from. Dusty loved Texas. And then, people are like, Goldust as well, it has been in the company for 20 years, so maybe he will retire. Will Cody even be his partner? We don't know. And then AJ Styles versus Neville. AJ Styles wins. Neville has a very good match, kind of like how he faced Seth Rollins earlier in 2015. Cody Rhodes comes out and cuts a promo and explains why he became Stardust. He said, "Stardust to me was like my imaginary friend when I was a child." Because if you actually go back and look, like Cody was very into the Stardust character. He had this plan for a while. He loves playing it, but it's not working, I think. And it meant a lot to be Stardust to him. He understands that the fan wanted Cody Rhodes and not Stardust, but he needed to be Stardust to realize that and find himself as a person. He also says, "Primetime Players, you want a match versus me and my brother? I accept, and you will never forget the name Rhodes." Because, Goldust, you'll never forget the name of Goldust. Like, I think that it's like a good thing, and then have Cody do it, because he did it before, and they're facing the Shield. So, we're kind of revisiting that. Okay, then we're at, I think, the last SmackDown before WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes is back in action. Cody Rhodes takes on Curtis Axel, just lower card heel. Cody Rhodes wins. Goldust is at ringside with Cody, just showing solidarity with each other. Dolph and Neville have an in-ring segment, and Dolph finally turns heel, beating up Neville, saying, "You think you're better than me? You think you can beat me? You think you can steal the show? No, you can't beat me. You will never steal the show from me, and you cannot beat me." I said you can't beat me twice. Or you're not better than me. Yeah, that's what it is. Neville and Dolph agree to a match at WrestleMania. They start brawling because, former friends here. They're separated by referees. Cody Rhodes and Goldust take on the Social Outcasts, and the Rhodes family wins, just to show they're still a good tag team. And then Primetime Players attack them after the match. So at WrestleMania, we have Dolph Ziggler and Neville, and then Cody Rhodes and Goldust versus Primetime Players. Alright, so here's our updated WrestleMania 32 card and results. Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles. AJ Styles wins. Finn Balor versus Triple H. Finn Balor wins. I think that's what I said. Yeah. Dolph Ziggler versus Neville. We have Neville win. I was thinking of having Dolph win because he just turned heel and, solidify him. But we have a lot of heels going over already. So let's get a face win here. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows versus New Day. Bullet Club wins. Samoa Joe versus Dean Ambrose. Dean doesn't tap to Coquina Clutch. I couldn't spell Coquina. I didn't want to, really. And so Dean just passes out from the submission. I think that could steal I think that would be the show stealer, actually. And then the Rhodes family versus Primetime Players. Rhodes family win, and they embrace after the match. And I think that's a big moment for the fans because, Dusty Rhodes has been in the... Because right in the story, you don't want to Primetime Players to talk trash on Dusty because, one, that would just not be smart business. And it just doesn't... Cody Rhodes and Goldust don't want to capitalize on Dusty's death. Yes, we used Dusty as a way to get Stardust back to being Cody, but I think that's what it's just something major that's needed. It's not saying, "Oh, your father," you're not getting heat. It's not like Randy Orton and Eddie Guerrero where the heel's getting heat from Dusty. Cody's just remembering where he came from. I think seeing Dusty's picture will just remind him where he came from. And then seeing that picture of Dusty, Cody, and Goldust. Here, I'm going to go find it. Okay, so this is the beginning of the match. Cody would see that and just, put his hand over his face, his one eye, and then it just feel down to his, nose and then his, mouth, and then just, be in total disbelief that that's him. And then he, not total disbelief, but he'd start to realize, and like that's my father. And I don't think that would be taking a rub or taking advantage of Dusty's death. I think it's just remembering where he came from, remembering that these fans have, known Dusty for 40 years, known Goldust for 20, and known Cody for around 10 now. So I think need Cody to remember that this family's been in the business for a long. I think that's 70 years together. Dustin's been longer than that, so it's 75 years, 3/4 of a century combined. This family has been in the eye. So I think that's very important, and I know a lot of people want Cody Rhodes back. I kind of understand the Stardust gimmick. It could bring in fans that wouldn't be brought in, or if the whole superhero stuff being extremely popular now. I understand the Stardust character, but I don't know. I think Cody Rhodes is money, and I think he could be top face or even top heel. The dude is a good talker. Like Dusty Rhodes, when he was in the Wrestlemania Hall of Fame, when he was going to the Hall of Fame, Cody wasn't signed to the company. People thought he was, and pretty much did the talking between him and Goldust for inducting Dusty. If you think Goldust is one of the best performers in the past 20 years, best gimmick since Undertaker, I'll say that right now. It goes Undertaker, Goldust, Kane. Those are top 3 gimmicks that are Vince McMahon's creations. So, Goldust, very good talker, very articulate, and Cody outshined him in inducting their father. So we're gonna end with looking at the WrestleMania 32 card. We'll keep the picture there for now. So Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Triple H, Dolph Ziggler, Neville, Bullet Club versus New Day, Samoa Joe versus Dean, Rhodes family versus Primetime Players. 6 matches. WrestleMania is normally 9 to 10, so we got to figure out what else to do. There's still Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, Bray Wyatt and his family, Kane. I don't know if maybe I'll include Andre, the Memorial Battle Royal, as number 10. Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, Alberto Del Rio, Sheamus. We got a whole bunch of stars left, so I'm thinking I'll do this, and then we'll see Raw tonight, and then I'll create a new one depending on what happens on Raw. And so we'll start the next one from SmackDown. If you guys really want me to continue this, I would, but if no one watches this, I'm not. So, if we get maybe 30 views, I'll make another one. But if not, I might do it anyways because this is fun for me. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy my style of booking, go back and watch the Pre-Order Attitude Era series. If not, that's fine. Thank you guys for watching so much, and hope everyone has a good day.